Hey, what's up? How's it going? Welcome to Cole Drake's Gaming Roundup. I'm your host, Cole Drake. Today we're going to go through four gaming news stories. Actually, no, five gaming news stories. And we'll play some Call of Duty right after, but we got some news that I have to go through. First news story is about Call of Duty, so let's jump straight into it. First news story. So we got Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War mid-season update now available. The latest patch for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War adds new weapons, maps, modes, and another operator and more. Okay. This big mid-season update for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. I don't know if there's any Warzone stuff for this. I have to find out exactly. But I don't really have Cold War play that much. But I know there's a free week for zombies, so I'll definitely be checking that out. I might stream that tomorrow. Today I just feel like playing some Warzone. But let's see. The patch also lays the groundwork for updates throughout the rest of the season. It's packed with new content, so here's what you can expect. For starters, the new update adds a handful of new maps and modes, with more on the way to drop. In the coming days ahead. I cannot speak English right now. First is Dropkick, a new multiplayer map mode in which teams battle for control of the briefcase holding the nuclear launch codes. That actually sounds pretty cool. The one who holds the briefcase gets access to the pistol, while the rest of them try to keep them safe. But as your team gets picked off, they won't revive until the carrier is eliminated too. Whittling down your defenses, holding the case progressively adds to your team score. And it's kind of like capture the flag. First 200 points wins. In zombies, you can play the new cranked mode. That's interesting. Come later this season, snipers only mosh pit, team deathmatch. I'm guessing it's mostly so I'm guessing there's not much Warzone stuff in this update. Usually they add some Warzone guns or Warzone related stuff, but it doesn't seem like this update they're adding anything in terms of Warzone updates. So there's new maps starting today. You can play Sanatorium, set in a Soviet experimental health retreat. The map will have you will let you engage on land and sea and air in the Ural Plains. Then, on February 4th, you can play Express in 6v6 mode. It's a U-boat shaped map and is based around a train station, featuring 2 tracks looping around the hall. That actually sounds pretty cool. I have to check out footage for that. Also coming February 4th, Fire-based Z maps will also be available with Zombies mode. PlayStation users get a pair of Onslaught maps as well. Oh my god. If you're playing on PS4 or PS5, you can currently jump into the multiplayer raid map. And the Express will join the Onslaught on February 4th. Damn. God, I hate this exclusivity. I just absolutely despise it. Okay. The new gear and operators are... Okay, so there's new gear and new operators also part of the update. Starting with how the hell do you say that word? Wakizashi, the knife, traditionally, and a companion sword to katana. Okay, that's pretty cool. January 21st. Okay, let's see what Warzone plays updates. So Verdansk BR buyback solo. Shoot, I should try that actually. That seems kind of dope. Buyback solo. I haven't tried that mode yet. Plunder trios, Rebirth Island mini, Royal solos, Resurgence squads. I honestly, they should really bring back that mode with the trios where like you get the spawn back, because like that game is so hard to play with like teams of 4, because you can die easily and that's just it. You have nowhere to hide. It's really annoying. They should really bring back that trio mode. I forget what it's called. It was like trio with respawns. So what happened is like if one of your guys stays alive, then you gotta wait like a couple seconds, like 20 seconds to get respawned. So. But I don't think that mode's they're gonna bring it back. But I liked it. I can't play that map without that mode because it's just way too difficult. The map's way too small and there's way too many people. If it was like 20 people on the map, then it would make more sense. But it's like 45. Okay, so next news story. Cyberpunk 2077 developer apologized for buggy game launch and delays release of new content. Good thing they're delaying the release. Good job. Fix your game first. So let's go to news story. This is from CNBC. So London developer of Cyberpunk 2077 are pushing back the release of new content for the game to focus on fixing bugs and crashes. Polish game developer and publisher CD Projekt Red launched the highly anticipated sci-fi epic last month. It's been a target of fierce criticism for releasing what many fans and critics saw as an unfinished game. Cyberpunk was one of 2020's most hyped big budget video games, but it was beset by a multitude of bugs and drops in performance. On older consoles like Sony, PlayStation 4, and Microsoft's Xbox One, there was a lot of bugs and performance issues on my PC, which is like when I was looking at the recommendations for Cyberpunk to run at 1080p, it was GTX 1060. That's what I have, and it still didn't run properly. Now it runs better with the new updates, but still just ran like shit. When I first got it, I could barely get 30 frames per second. I had to run everything on low. Now I run everything on low, but I run everything on low, but like details on high, and it still looks pretty good. You get 45 to 60 frames, but it should have, honestly, should have been delayed till March or April, maybe even till next year to make it perfect. Okay, where are we at? Okay, CD Projekt sought to placate fans with the promise of refunds and improvements to the game, but that didn't stop Sony from removing Cyberpunk from its digital PlayStation Store, which is crazy. Probably the craziest thing ever. I don't think that's ever happened to a game like that. Okay, so a move that many industry analysts said was unprecedented for a AAA title. Yeah, again, it happens a lot to crappy titles, but nobody cares, right? But Cyberpunk is a good game. It is definitely a good game. It is definitely a good game. Let's go. Marcin Iwazinski, I probably butchered that name, co-founder of CD Projekt Red, apologized in a video posted to Games YouTube channel. So I did watch the video. If you guys want to check out the video, it's just them just apologizing and not really taking, just saying that it was for financial reasons they had to put it out, but they still know that they messed up. They should have delayed it. Despite good reviews on PC, the console version of Cyberpunk 2077 did not meet the quality standard we wanted it to meet. It was Iwinski said, and the entire leadership team, are deeply sorry for this. And this video is me publicly owning up to that. That's pretty cool that they were able to do that. Like, you never see EA, like, I'm not too sure, but you have to tell me. Like, when the whole EA Battlefront 2 scandal happened, where, like, the loot boxes, I don't think EA actually, I don't know if, like, the main guy, I forget his name, he's an Australian dude. I'm blanking on his name. But I don't think he came out and visibly, like, I apologize. So that's cool that they did that. Please don't fault any of our team for what happened. He added that they all are incredibly talented and hardworking. Myself and the board are the final decision. Sorry, I can't speak. The final decision makers, and it was our call to release the game. Although, believe me, we never ever intended for anything like this to happen. It's crazy. Iwinski explained that much of the game's issues on older hardware resulted in from its grand ambitions on PC. Cyberpunk is huge in scope, and he said it's packing with a multitude of custom objects, interfacing systems, and mechanics into one big city, and in a relatively loading-free environment. We made it even more difficult for ourselves by wanting to make the game look epic on PC and then adjusting it to the consoles, especially old gens like the PS4, Xbox One. Yeah, honestly, if you look up RTX 3090 or RTX 3080 Cyberpunk Ultra, you'll be amazed at how good that game looks on PC. But still has crappy AI, that's for sure. Iwinski said that CD Projekt Red plan to release of free downloadable content on DLC. That's cool. That's dope. For accompanying the main game, it will be delayed as the developers race to patch the many glitches. We've decided to focus the most important fixes and updates first, and we'll be releasing DLC afterwards. Okay, blah blah blah. CD Projekt Red shares were up 2% Thursday morning. The game maker stock has fallen about 38% since Cyberpunk was released in September 10th. That's insane. But they went up because they apologized to the community, which is a good thing. We treat the entire situation very seriously, and we are working hard to make it right. if you think about it, like CD Projekt Red, they're their own developer, they're their own publisher. They make their games, they publish their games, they do everything. So and they come out with a game what like every 5 years. So like it's really tough. It's really tough for them to like mess up one game and it's gonna take another 5 years. They're not like an EA or like a Ubisoft in which like they can come out with another game the next year and then they can make their money off that. Sorry. They're kind of like Rockstar. Rockstar is similar. Like they come out with a game every couple of years, even though they have a big studio. Like they have a lot of studios around the world. For some reason, they all decide to work on one game instead of having multiple studios. That's why it takes so long. It's taking so long for Grand Theft Auto to come up because they're working on Red Dead Redemption until 2018. So don't think that Grand Theft Auto is coming out until probably like 2024 probably because these games take about 5-6 years to make. So it's only been 2 years since Red Dead. So yeah, give it 2023, 2024. That's when we'll hear about it. But I've been hearing rumors about GTA 6 might be announced soon. Well, we don't know. We'll never know. Unfortunately, well, we will know, but like, it'll take a while. Okay, let's see what else they're saying. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much good. Okay, next news story. Lucasfilm Games, Lucasfilm, yes. So Lucasfilm Games will announce more projects in 2021, including EA Star Wars games. So Lucasfilm Games has announced an open-world Star Wars game from Ubisoft, an Indiana Jones game from Bethesda. In the last 2 days, it's not done yet, and more announcements to come this year, some which will apparently be unexpected. On StarWars.com, Lucasfilm Games VP Douglas Riley explained that the recent Lucasfilm Games rebrand is really the culmination of years of preparing. No, it's not the culmination of years. It's just the years of EA messing up. That's what it is. EA messed up with Star Wars Battlefront 2, Battlefront 1. Fallen Order was pretty good. And what was the other one that came out recently? I played a bit on stream. Oh yeah, Star Wars Squadrons. That was not bad either. But they just didn't really take advantage of the IP. They only came out with, 4 games in 10 years? Now I'm thinking about it. How many? Yeah, it's about 4 games in 10 years that they came out with. But they really didn't take advantage of that IP. I personally think Lucasfilm Games should start making their own studio and start making their own games. Like what LucasArts did back in the day. Like, we need more developers. We need people making more games. We need more of those people, right? So might as well start doing what Microsoft did. Microsoft started their own studio. I'm assuming they're going to do that eventually. They're obviously going to eventually want to start making their own content. Because, I don't know, Ubisoft is just... Like, do you really want Ubisoft, who makes strictly open world games, to make another Star Wars game? Make a Star Wars game? I don't know if you want that type of thing. And especially the creators that are making right now. And then Bethesda is, making a Indiana Jones game, which is interesting because Bethesda was just bought by Microsoft. So I wonder if that game's going to be exclusive, or are they going to have to make that multi-platform? Because this seems like a deal, something they had decided on before. Because if you think about it, what was it? Division 2, the guys who made Division 2. They came out with a game on 2019. So it's been about maybe 2 years around, like almost 2 years, a year and a half since it's come out. So I don't know, we have no idea, but it's interesting. I wonder if it'll be exclusive or not. But let's continue the story. Okay, combination of preparing to come out and say, here we are here, and we've got a team of people. We're going to make a lot of great games. And here's some new things you weren't expecting from us to do. We're now starting to do. Okay. And that's going to continue throughout the next year or so, where we're going to continue to announce projects that are more representative of the legacy of old Lucasfilm games, and that we're now trying to live up to. Those games will include a Star Wars project. Will include Star Wars projects from EA. Oh, so there are... Okay, so EA still is making Star Wars games. So they haven't completely cut that deal out. So they're just opening it up to everybody. It's not just EA's exclusive rights now. So EA can make games as well. While we may not have a lot of details to share at the moment, says Riley, We've got a number of projects underway with the talented teams at EA, and it's cool that they didn't fully cut their they fully didn't cut them out, because obviously Fallen Order. I didn't play all of it. I played an hour of it, actually 2 hours of it, and it's actually pretty sick. I gotta get back to it, but I got distracted by some other games, other things that happened. So I do want to get back to playing that game. That game is super dope. But that game was good. That game probably deserves a sequel. So I'm assuming Respawn will still work on it. We got a team of professionals here at Lucasfilm who can work with the developers, shape the stories, shape the creative, shape the games, to make them really resonate with the fans and deliver across a breadth of platforms, genres, and experiences, so that all of our fans can enjoy the IP that they know and love. That's a very marketing style sentence there. In the course of half a week, Star Wars games and Lucasfilm games are a whole feel like a far more open proposition, with the possibility of many different developers take on the source material. What comes from this new approach is yet to be seen, but Riley makes clear that it may not be too long until we see more, saying that this is just the beginning of what I think is going to be a very exciting year for Lucasfilm games. Okay, so this next news story is something related to Lucasfilm games. So Star Wars enters a new era with Ubisoft open world video games. A new Star Wars video game is being developed by Massive Entertainment. That's the team that worked on The Division. Ubisoft-owned studio behind the Division franchise. Lucasfilm announced on Wednesday that the France-based, shouldn't that be French-based? The France-based, oh, you can say it both ways, doesn't matter. The France-based Ubisoft would publish an open-world Star Wars game. It's obviously got to be open world. Every single Ubisoft game has to be open world. That's the joke about Ubisoft. Development of which will be headed by Massive Entertainment managing editor David Polfeld, and creative director Julian Gregite. Sorry, those names are hard to pronounce. Specific details about the upcoming game, including a release date, plot details, were not provided. Ubisoft's Untitled Star Wars game marks the franchise's first installment in the open world genre. Really? There's never been an open world Star Wars game. That's surprising. Okay. Which typically places a player character in an expansive region and gives them the freedom to complete missions using a variety of tools and abilities. Ubisoft has years of experience publishing games in the genre, and the company's Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs, Tom Clancy franchise have all received open world installments which have enjoyed commercial success. The upcoming Ubisoft game also marks the end of American publisher Electronic Arts' nearly 8-year monopoly on the sci-fi franchise. I thought it was a 10-year deal. This is why I'm surprised that I'm hearing about it right now. Because they, when was it? 2013. They bought EA. EA bought the license. Sorry, let me. Yeah, so 2013, depending. Yeah, Star Wars game 2013. The deal expires 2023. Oh, okay. So they still have 2 years. Required exclusive rights to publish. Okay. The deal expires 2023, and the company's handling of the IP proved controversial. Yeah, Battlefront 2, I've heard, is really good now. I played it. It's not my type of game, honestly, but I played it. But I've heard it's better now. But they obviously, it says right here, approved by Electronic Arts rebooted classic Star Wars Battlefront, which two new titles. Both games received criticism for their lack of content and monetization models. Star Wars Battlefront 2, which launched with loot box system that allows players to spend real money to gamble on in-game items, caused by the Federal Trade Commission to open an investigation into the monetization model. Yeah, EA is really well known for that. They've done that with FIFA as well. FIFA, there's a lot of loot boxes, or you call those packs. You know, that's always a problem. Let's see, what else we got here? January phone. So yeah, but Electronic Arts published 4 major Star Wars titles after acquiring the exclusive publishing rights to the franchise. 2019's Jedi Fallen Order and 2020 Squadrons received positive reviews. The publisher axed a handful of other projects. The Bounty Hunter focused Star Wars 13. Oh my god, I still remember watching that trailer for 1313. This is like, I think, back in 2012, and like this is like the first next gen game that we ever saw. And the game looked amazing. If you guys haven't seen Star Wars 1313, the trailer, it's absolutely incredible. Star Wars: The Old Republic 2011, massive multiplayer online role-playing game developed by Electronic Arts and owned by BioWare, continues to receive occasional updates. I really don't get how they never made it. Like, EA owns BioWare, right? And EA owned the license for it's been still owning the license for 10 years for Star Wars, and they never created a KOTOR sequel. They never made KOTOR 3, which is crazy to think about, because KOTOR 1 and 2 are very widely popular games, and really KOTOR 1 especially is considered one of the best RPGs of all time. So it's surprising that they've never ever made it. It's very surprising. Let's see what started the game. Publishing number of projects. Ooh, my light turned on. That is not good. Sorry, just give me 1 second. Okay, so Electronic Arts will continue with Lucasfilm in some capacity. Douglas Riley, vice president of Lucasfilm Games, stated that the game publisher had a number of projects underway, but did not offer specific details. While Ubisoft's upcoming Star Wars game marks an end to Electronic Arts' monopolization of the IP, Ubisoft has also been the source of controversy in recent years, such as the company was a subject of sexual, I talked about that, misconduct probes 2020 that resulted in 3 of the company's senior executives resigning, as Ubisoft Games 2020 Tom Clancy's Elite Squad, which included cutscene featuring fictional terrorist group called Umbra, and used a black raised fist as a symbol, was criticized for playing into right-wing conspiracies about Black Lives Matter movement. The cutscene was since has been modified. Several Ubisoft recent tentpole titles, including 2019's Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint and 2020's Valhalla, also received criticism for allowing customers to purchase experience points, weapons. I didn't know that shit. That is crazy. So going from one evil video game publisher to another. All right, now we're on the last news story. Bethesda and Machine Games developing Indiana Jones video game. Look at the exclamation mark on this. ComingSoon.net. So, while further details may currently be under wraps for the project, the game publisher revealed that the title will feature an entirely original story from iconic archaeologist and history professor, and will be executive produced by Bethesda's Todd Howard in collaboration with Lucasfilm. Howard is best known for his work as a project lead and director on much of Bethesda's Elder Scrolls series and a few of the most recent installments of Fallout franchise. It's been over a decade since gamers last got proper console titles centered around the fedora-wearing, whip-cracking hero, with 2009 bringing the players 2 different games in the form of LEGO Indiana Jones 2, The Adventures Continue, Traveler's Tales Fallout 2008's LEGO adaptation of the film franchise that added in Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, and the artificial mind of movements of Indiana Jones and Staff of Kings. It's been a dead franchise for a very long time, Indiana Jones. I wonder, it doesn't make any sense. When they bought Lucasfilm, that included Indiana Jones. So I'm surprised they haven't, sorry, I'll have to look over here. Camera's over here now. Because the camera used to be there. So I'm surprised, when Disney bought Lucasfilm, that included Indiana Jones, and they really haven't done anything with Indiana Jones. but I've heard that there's a movie coming out that they're working on or something. So yeah, it's thing right there related to Indiana Jones, slated for 2022 release, and will conclude franchise. I don't know. Yeah, it's supposed to be with Harrison Ford. I think they should just reboot it, honestly. Like, I don't get why they're bringing Harrison Ford back. The guy's like got to be. I don't know how old is Harrison Ford. Let me see. Harrison Ford, age. Guy's got to be almost in his 80s. How old are you, buddy? Can I get an age? 78. He's almost 80. Let that man chill, bro. Harrison Ford, look at this thing. Harrison Ford was born July 13, 1942, making him 70 years old. 31st December. He's alive and kicking and not dead. I guess, do people think Harrison Ford is dead? I think he's alive. Like, I know that guy's such a badass. He survived. Okay, so in the movie Indiana Jones Crystal Skull, he survived a nuclear bomb. He jumped into a fridge and he survived it. And then also in real life, he survived a plane crash. So you can't kill this guy. He's like crazy. He's like decently still good looking for like an 80-year-old guy. That's crazy. I don't know. Maybe he did some work or something. But yeah, I don't think he'll ever die. I think he has a cure to. He's what's called the elixir of life. But yeah, okay. I'm just gonna switch back to. Hey, thanks for watching this video. I stream on Twitch every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 5 p.m. Next Monday is going to be Xbox Game Pass Day, where I just played an Xbox Game Pass game. It'll be Gears 5. I played it last Monday, and I finished it. And I'll probably play another Game Pass game after that as well. So join me on Monday for that as well. And every Thursday, I do a gaming roundup on Twitch at 5 p.m. Just different gaming news throughout the week. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Follow me on Twitch, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. I'm now on TikTok. All the same thing, Cole_Drake41. Thank you guys and have a good one.